जो राधे गोविंदा भजो वृंदावन चंदा भजो राधे गोविंदा भजो वृंदावन चंदा भजो राधे गोविंदा भजो
अब न और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब न और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब न और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब न और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया। यद्यपि यह सच है नहीं तुम कहा,
यद्यपि यह सच है नहीं तुम कहा।
यद्यपि यह सच है नहीं तुम कहा।
यद्यपि यह सच है नहीं तुम कहा।
भूख प्यास लागती रसिया,
भूख प्यास लागती रसिया।
भूख प्यास लागती रसिया।
भूख प्यास लागती रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छछिया लगी, चोरी करत फिर्यो रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छछिया लगी, चोरी करत फिर्यो रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छछिया लगी, चोरी करत फिर्यो रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छछिया लगी, चोरी फिर्यो रसिया।
भाव भरा केले का छिलका,
भाव भरा केले का छिलका।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया,
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
भावहीन दुर्योधन व्यंजन, नहीं तुक मन भायो रसिया।
भावहीन दुर्योधन व्यंजन, नहीं टुक मन भायो रसिया।
बना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
बनार तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
जो रस शबरी के झूठे मुख,
जो रस शबरी के झूठे मुख।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया,
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग मह, सुरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग महा, सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग मह, सुरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग महा, सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
हाँ मानत हो भावहीन हो,
मानत हो भावहीन हो।
भावहीन हो,
भावहीन हो।
हो मानत हो भावहीन हो।
मानत हो भावहीन हो।
पैसुन खरी खरी रसिया,
सुनो खरी खरी रसिया।
पैसुन खरी खरी रसिया।
सुनो खरी खरी रसिया।
कत कृपालु पय पियो पूत नहीं, याते अब आ जाओ रसिया।
कत कृपालु पय पियो पूत नहीं, याते अब आ जाओ रसिया।
कत कृपालु पय पियो पूत नहीं, याते अब आ जाओ रसिया।
कत कृपालु पय पियो पूत नहीं, याते अब आ जाओ रसिया।
याते अब आ जाओ रसिया।
याते अब आ जाओ रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया।
अब नार तरसाओ रसिया
रसिया ओ रसिया
मेरे मन बसिया
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 आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
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 अब न और तरसाओ रसिया आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
अब नार तरसाओ रसिया आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
अब न और तरसाओ रसिया आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
अब नार तरसाओ रसिया आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया
अब न और तरसाओ रसिया
अब नार तरसाओ रसिया
बोलो श्याम रसिया की श्रीमत सद्गुरु सरकार की। चैतन्य भी पानी साफ है ना? साफ है? नहीं ये ठीक है। हाँ। Respected devotees, in my talk last night, I spoke on the importance of the divine name, the significance of the divine name. And I explained that all the scriptures from the Vedas to the Ramayana, all the saints in our history glorified the importance of the divine name as the only means of divine love realization in this age. There are two distinct philosophies related to the divine name. The Padma Puran reveals Naam Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purnaha Shuddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatva Naam Naminuhu. So the first philosophy states that the divine name of God, Naam, and Nami, God Himself, they are one and the same. They are synonymous. So, as many powers as God possesses, so does the divine name. They're one and the same. However, the second philosophy states that the divine name of God is even greater than God. Now, this is true as far as our spiritual welfare, spiritual benefit is concerned, but not from the perspective of the philosophy. The philosophy does not change, it remains the same. God and the divine name, Naam and Nami, they are exactly alike. They're the same. But the same scriptures that advocate that they're the same also reveal that God's divine name is greater. And why is that? Because we as individuals, we have God's divine name at our disposal. We have the treasure of God's name. We have that divine gift. We possess it. We have it. God manifested His divine name in this world. We have been chanting the divine name right from our childhood, from our very birth. We have chanted the divine name, which is equal to God. We have that divine name. But as far as God is concerned, when He descends on this earth, we don't receive the benefit of His divine descension. God resides in our heart, but we have no knowledge, no understanding, no feeling of His divine presence in our heart. And unless and until we purify our heart, we do not qualify to enter the divine abode of God. And yet, His divine name, which is equally powerful, potent, we have. That same Radhe name that Sri Krishna chants, remembers on his flute, that Radhe name, we have that treasure. So from this perspective, because we have the divine name, we haven't yet visualized God. And God is only visible to divine eyes. Chidanandamaya deha tumhari bigat bikar jana adhikari. So those divine personalities who have a divine mind, divine intellect, divine senses, they qualify. They can visualize, perceive God in His actual true divine glory when He descends on this earth. But we material souls, we cannot, because our mind, intellect, and senses are material. And yet, we have the divine name. The same name that Sri Krishna chants, remembers, Radhe name, the name of Sri Krishna. So from this perspective, the scriptures that advocate, that tell us that yes, God and His divine name are the same scriptures also tell us that the divine name of God is greater than God Himself. And how great it is that even God personified cannot describe the greatness of His own divine name. Kaho kaha lagi naam badai, Ram na sakahi naam gun gai. So there is a beautiful Leela described in the Bhaktamal, which demonstrates this very point about God's divine name being greater than God. Once Naraji came to Sri Krishna in Dwarika, and he brought a celestial flower, Parijat, and he offered it to Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna took that flower and gave it to Rukmani, the chief queen of Dwarika, Rukmani. So after that, Naraji went to the palace of Satyabhama, and There he said to her that, I brought this flower, parijat, and I gave it to Sri Krishna in hope that he would give it to you, Satyabhama, he would give it to you. But he gave it to Rukmini. It appears as though he loves Rukmini more than yourself. So Satyabhama, she didn't like that. She became annoyed. And so Sri Krishna, of course, he knew that Naraji had instigated this trouble. And so as a way of consoling Satyabhama, Sri Krishna told her, he promised that he would not only bring a flower for her, that he would bring the tree, the plant for her. So he went to Svarglok and he brought the flower, the plant rather, of Parijat. So after that had happened, sometime after that, Naraji again visited Satyabhama. And he said, so you must be very happy. Now you have the plant of Parijat. Is there anything that you want? Any boon that you want? I'm more than happy to fulfill it. You can ask. Ask for anything that you want. So Satyabhama said, Naraji, yes, please grant me the boon so that I may have Sri Krishna as my husband in every life. So Naraji said, sure. He granted her the boon. But then he said, there's one condition. And that is that you must give Sri Krishna away in charity. Sri Krishna ka daan kar do. So Satyabhama asked, well, who should I give him away to? How should I make charity of Sri Krishna? So he said, किसी सत पात्र में दान कर दो. So Satyabhama asked, and that is what Naraji told her. And then she was wondering who she should give Sri Krishna to. So Naraji said, I will take him. That's no problem. You can give him to me. So anyway, she vowed, she closed her eyes and vowed that she was giving Sri Krishna away to Naraji. She didn't realize what she was doing. She was very innocent. Anyway, so in the meantime, Sri Krishna came there, and Naraji gave his veena to Sri Krishna, and he said, come on, come with me, follow me. So Naraji was walking away. Sri Krishna was following him. And Satyabhama saw that Sri Krishna was actually walking away, leaving. She realized her mistake. And so she ran and grabbed Sri Krishna's pitambar and started begging and pleading Naraji to spare him, to not take him with him. Naraji said, this is terrible. You just gave him away. You gave him to me. You made a donation of Sri Krishna. How can you ask for him back? You just gave him. So Satyabhama said, Naraji, he is more loving and dear to me than my very soul. How could I possibly live without him? So she begged Naraji to leave Sri Krishna, not to take him. So Naraji said, okay, that's fine, but only on one condition. And the condition is that you must give me gold, swarna, equivalent to Sri Krishna. So Satyabhama agreed, and a taraju, an old-fashioned balance, was brought. And so it has two sides. They're called palada. So on the one side, Sri Krishna sat. On the other side, Satyabhama, she brought all of her gold jewelry, her ornaments, all of her decorations of gold, and she placed it on the other side, but it did not equal Sri Krishna. And then all the other queens, 16,107 queens, they all brought all of their jewelry and everything, placed it on that other Palada, and it still did not equal Sri Krishna. So Satyabhama, she became very anxious. She didn't know what else she could do. So, seeing her anxious, worried, Sri Krishna sent a dasi, one of the maid servants, to Rukmani. And Rukmani was actually doing parikrama of Tulsi at the time. And she took a leaf of Tulsi and wrote the name of Sri Krishna on it, gave it to that dasi, and told her, remove all of that gold and put this name, this Tulsi dal, on the other side. And as soon as she did, the divine name of God, it outweighed Sri Krishna. And in the meantime, Rukmani ji came there and she said to Narad ji, "Aap bhi baith jaiye, Shri Krishna ke saath." So Narad ji said, "I didn't come here to take anything." He put the tulsi dal in his mouth and he said, "I came here to reveal that God's name is greater than God Himself." So, in this way, the divine name of God was glorified through this Leela. Now, as regards our goal of the divine darshan of God, how can we realize the darshan of God? How is it possible? So, Goswami Tulsidas ji says in the Ramayana, "Niramal man jan so mohi pava, mohi kapat chal chidran bhava." So, only when one fully purifies his heart on total heart purification, an individual perceives the divine vision of God with the grace of the Guru. When the Guru imparts that Swarup Shakti, that Yogamaya Shakti in the heart of the devotee, God reveals Himself. So it is on total heart purification. That is the condition. So when the question came of how we can purify our heart, what do we have to do to purify our heart? God said, "You purify your heart, and I will reveal myself before you." The question, however, is how? How can we purify our heart? भगवान ने तो कोरा जवाब दे दिया, अपना हिसाब ठीक करो, फिर हम दर्शन देंगे। लेकिन हृदय, अंतःकरण शुद्ध कैसे हो? ये प्रश्न है. The question is, how are we going to purify our heart? So, this is where the divine name helps us. It helps us purify our heart. The divine name tells us, okay, God will only accept you when you fully purify your heart, when you fully cleanse your heart. But how to purify the heart? So that is where the divine name, it helps us. Goswami Tulsidas ji has revealed in the Ramayana that when Bhagwan Ram descended on this earth, he was on this earth for 11,000 years. So Goswami Tulsidas ji tells us, Sabri gidha susevakani sugati deen raghunath नाम उधारे अमित खल वेत विदित गुण गाथ राम एक तापस तियतारी नाम कोटि खल कुमति सुधारी. So Bhagwan Ram, he graced this earth for 11,000 years. And in those 11,000 years, how many souls transcended this Maya? How many souls actually benefited from his divine descension? So Goswami Tulsidas Ji tells us only one, Ahilya. Only one, Ahilya. And how many souls were purified through his divine name? Uncountable. Naam koti khala kumati sudhari. You see, Ahilya, she was cursed by her husband, Gautam Rishi. And so she became a rock as a result of the curse. So when Ahilya, in the form of the rock, when she received the touch of the divine lotus feet of Bhagwan Ram, she was liberated from her curse. So Bhagwan Ram was standing in front of her. But she didn't unite. She didn't receive the divine union of Bhagwan Ram. She went to the abode of her husband, Gautam Rishi. So our scriptures tell us that if her husband, if he realized God, then for sure Ahilya realized God as well. But if her husband Gautam Rishi went to Swarglok, then we know what happens. Anyone that goes to Swarglok eventually has to return to this earth, to the material world. Brahma bhuvana loka punaravartino Arjuna. So there is doubt if Ahilya even realized God. So during the descension of Bhagwan Ram, only one Ahilya and his divine name, uncountable souls benefited from his divine name. So Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, he says, Ram ne Ahilya tari Govind Radhe Naam koti pati tan pavan bana de. Ram ne Ahilya tari Naam koti patitan pavan bana de. The divine name purified hundreds and thousands, uncountable souls it purified. The famous example of Valmiki in our history, it inspires us. Goswami Tulsidas Ji tells us, Ulta naam japa jag jana Valmiki bhai Brahma samana. Before Valmiki, he became Valmiki. He was known as Ratnakar. And all he did was he looted people, he robbed people, he abused people physically, robbed them of their possessions. He physically abused people. That's all he did. That was what he did for a living. Ratnakar. So once when he met his guru, Naraji, Naraji asked him, why? What are you doing? Why do you do this for a living? But that was his profession. That's what he did. And as a result, his heart had become so sinful. So Naraji said, you're doing this for a living, for your family? Yes. So all of this sin that you have accumulated as a result of what you've done, in this lifetime? Is your family going to share the burden of this sin that you're incurring? So he said, of course. Nadaji said, go and ask your family. He did, and sure enough, everyone in his family denied. They said, no, this is on you. You're committing the sin, given that you are supporting us, but no, we don't share this with you. So he realized the selfish nature of the world and worldly people, and he surrendered to his guru. And as a result, and as a way of repenting for his sins, Nadaji told him, he said, the only way that you can redeem yourself of all of these sins and all the pap and all the transgressions that you've committed, there's only one way. There's only one hope for you. Remember Ram, the divine name of Ram. And because his heart was so sinful, he could not remember, he couldn't utter the divine name of Bhagwan Ram as Ram. He said Mara. Only 2 syllables, Rama. He could not say Ram. He said Mara. So his guru said, okay, that's fine. Just keep saying Mara, 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 until I return. So he sat down, and without any doubts, any questions whatsoever, he simply followed. Wholeheartedly, sincerely, he followed the instructions of his guru. And he became God realized. His entire body was covered. Ants, bugs, little critters, they built a mound over his body. But when he became God realized as a result of following the instructions of his guru, there was not a shred of doubt in his mind as to the instructions of his guru. He never questioned his guru's agya. When will you return? Why am I doing this? And for how long will I be chanting this name? No, none whatsoever. He followed the agya of his guru, and he became God realized. And before the divine descension of God, Bhagwan Ram, he revealed all the divine leelas and pastimes of Bhagwan Ram. And that scripture is available to us today, Valmiki Ramayana. So if it weren't for the divine name of God, what hope was there for us? This incident from the life of Valmiki exemplifies, inspires us that our only hope is the divine name of God. When Bhagwan Ram, when he wanted to reach Lanka, what did he have to do? He had to take the help, solicit the help of all of those monkeys. Ram bhalu kapi kataka batora, setu hetu shamakin han thora, naam let bhav sindhu sukhahi, karahu vichar sujan man mahi. Just an ordinary ocean of this world, he had to cross. To get across that ocean over to Lanka, he had to take the help of all of those Vanar Sena. And the divine name of God, how great it is, that if an individual simply chants it wholeheartedly, with full heart, with full faith, conviction, just once, only once, then what to say of an ordinary ocean of this world? An individual can cross the ocean of Maya, the cosmic ocean. That is how great and powerful the divine name of God is. And this divine name we have chanted uncountable times in our past uncountable lifetimes. If we have chanted the divine name of God even once, only once in a lifetime, we have chanted it uncountable times. Because our existence in this world is eternal. It is since time immemorial that we have chanted the divine name. The irony, however, is that even though we have chanted it so many times, we have not yet realized, we have not relished even a drop of the bliss of God's divine name. Not even a drop. Why? Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji gives us the reason. What is the reason? The reason will be given tomorrow in tomorrow's lecture. Time is up. Radhe Radhe. So now we'll prepare for Aarti. करें आरती कार्तिक कहाँ गया? We can all stand for the आरती. ठीक है. चैतन्य भैया चैतन्य भैया ये हटा लो. कोई बात. इसको यहीं रख दो.